Okay, yeah, I believe we are live. Good evening, everybody. Great to see you all. Okay, let's see. To start with, Nora asked me to pronounce this word accompanying. Okay, accompanying. So, accompanying, accompanying. Okay, that's just for you, Nora. Okay, accompanying. It's a good word, definitely a good word. Okay, to join with someone. So, yay, the stream has started. So I hope you're all well. I hope you're all been having a lovely weekend. Shalom Renyard. Hi there, Count. Yo, left or right. And High Principal Productions. Great to see you. Okay, so we're going to continue with this article. Good evening, Vibes. Good evening, Cheyenne. We're going to continue with this article about managers not wanting to get back to the office, not being very happy about remote working. The goat body of language has just begun. Yo, Vitale, good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, so we're going to go straight into this. Okay, good evening, Eche. In the US, a whopping, mountainous, elephantine, king size, 72% of managers currently controlling, presiding, administering, supervising remote workers would prefer all their subordinates to be in the office, according to recent research for the Society of Human Resource Management. So, we've got lots of whoppings and several supervisings. This is going to be a landslide, I see. So, let's see. Vitali and Gabriel go for whopping. I'm supervising as well. Vibes for whopping supervising. Count for whopping supervising. Row for whopping supervising. And Anna G, good evening. Whopping good for her as well. And Ash goes for whopping supervising. Yep, left or right, Manji and Nora. Okay, that was very good. And Renyard as well. Okay, so the right answer here is whopping. Although notice whopping is really rather informal. And this is a BBC article, but, well, they've used whopping. A mountainous. No, I've got a mountainous amount of work to do. Malak goes for whopping, Energy goes for supervising. Elephantine. I think elephantine is for something that's very, very big. There's an elephantine office block in front of my house. Say Ali. Oh, Alice. Alice. Yeah, okay. So, hi Alice. Hi Health Track. Great to see you. A clean sweep. Yeah, it looks like a clean sweep. So, elephantine, something that's really, really big. Yeah, he's got an elephantine wart on his nose. And then king size. Well, I think this is talking about things that have specific sizes. I'm thinking particularly a king size bed. Yeah, you could have a queen size bed as well. So, a whopping 72% of managers currently controlling. Well, I suppose they control remote workers. But presiding over, to preside over a meeting, yeah, to preside over a wedding, to administer, no, not at all, to administer an injection, to administer a cure. Supervising, very definitely. Okay, supervising remote workers. Mammoth, yes, a mammoth. That was good. A mammoth definitely works. The fish was a whopper. Yeah, he told a whopping lie. Good evening, Ching Tung. It must be very late for you. Okay, so the fish was a whopper. Notice a whopper can also be a lie, yeah? He told a whopper, yeah? Okay, so let's move on. I'll turn it to the next one. Yeah, but you're all going to remember this whopping, enormous, yeah? As opposed to whopping where the presses are in London with an A. Okay, and supervising. Well done, Malak. You got, I think somebody said a clean sweep. That was left or right. Yeah, these are all, everybody got it right. Okay, a June vote poll ballot canvass of UK managers for the Chartered Management Institute, CMI, showed that about half expected staff to be in the office at least 2 to 3 days a week. King-size cigarettes, yes, that's true, Rainyard. Ooh, so this is interesting. So Vitali's gone for poll, mammoth-sized building. Yeah, he's told a porky pie. You were definitely in London, left, right. Porky pies, lies, Cockney slang. Yeah. Okay, so poll. Everybody seems to be going for poll. Okay, so definitely poll. Yeah, a poll is is a survey when they ask people. Okay, it's not a vote because they're not voting. A ballot is also like a vote. Yeah. The union held a ballot of members to see if they would go on strike. Ballot is like a vote. But what about this word canvass? So does anybody know that this word canvass? So let's see. Poll for Vitali, Cheyenne, Count Beauty, Ash, Gabriel, Manji, Nora, Renyard, Eche, Roland, Abira and Anna G. So I think we've got a landslide of correct answers. What's this word canvas? And I would like to draw your attention to the double S at the end. Quite an interesting one. So, to canvas. No, very close, Count Beauty. That was my trick question. Okay. Canvas for a painting is one S. C-A-N-V-A-S. Is for a painting. So, thank you, Ching Tung. Survey, yes, survey would definitely work vibes. Exactly. Canvassing with a double S is for votes. Yeah, to canvass is to persuade people to support a politician. Canvassers go canvassing. You can also actually canvass opinion as well. Yeah, to go round and do a survey of opinion. Canvassing happens at election times. Good. Vitali Ash says going round asking for votes for a party. Absolutely. Propaganda for an election. Definitely. But notice with one S, canvass the material. With two S's to beg for votes. Okay, so that was quite a nice one. Ooh, this next one doesn't quite fit. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, I'll have to do my best. Okay, so yes, so canvas 1S for paintings and canvas 2S for asking for votes. Please vote for my party, and also to canvass opinion, to do a survey to find out opinion. Okay, so in Sweden, data-driven employee engagement firm Winningtemp, which already serves 25 clients in 25 countries, says it's already noticing signs of a back to the office, pull, push, press, crusade, particularly in markets where there are high levels of vaccinations. I see a lot of companies forcing it right now, says founder and CEO Pierre Lindmark. They're saying, okay, now you took the second vaccine, you need to be back at the office. Yeah, fishing for votes, canvassing. So, Vitaly says push, Count says pull, Gabriel says push, Ash says push, Abira says pull, Manji goes for push, and Anna G goes for push. Okay, so let's look at some of these words. A crusade, it is definitely not. Left or right goes for push as well. A crusade is much, much, much stronger. The Methodists are crusade against alcohol. Yeah. Okay, I guess crusade probably works, Ash. But let's see. They are conducting a crusade against illegal parking. Crusade is too strong here. Yeah. Okay. A pull would be because the workers want to go back. Press, no, it's a push. Yeah. A push. So a push, you are going forward. A vigorous campaign for political or social or religious change. That's very good, Roland. Thank you. A determined effort to achieve something. Yeah, it's got more an idea of violence as well. Okay, but a push to do something. There's pressure. Yeah, okay, there's definitely pressure towards this. So, well done, Kike. And that's good, Malak, as well. Okay, so, yeah, a push. Okay, there's a push to get everybody vaccinated at the moment. Okay, a push, very, very definitely. Okay, this is good. Lots of people are coming in now. Okay, so yes, there is a push to get us to be more ecological and waste less. Okay, so here goes. All this is fueling making stronger debates about why exactly bosses are turning their backs on remote setups, arrangements, organizations, structures faster than many experts predicted. What it means for the future of remote work and how it will impact on employees who want to clasp, cling, clutch, abide to their pandemic working routines. Constitutive. Okay, so a vote for setups from Gabriel. Tomek, good evening, says setups. Count goes setups. Ash goes for setups followed by arrangements. I like the way you're giving second answers as well, Ash. Vitali goes for setups. Manji goes for setups. Nora goes for setups and cling. Roland goes for setups. Amin goes for setups. Osana goes for arrangements. Ash says cling too. Vitali says cling too. Roland says cling too. Tomek goes for cling. Amin goes for cling. Abira setups clings. Left or right setups cling. Count Beauty cling. Manji cling too. Tareen says organizations. Renyard set up abide. Osama says cling. Kike says setups. Good afternoon, Sherwin. Setups and cling from Sherwin. Eche structures and cling. Malak arrangements. Tareen abide. Ibrahim setups. Okay, so let's look at these. Setups. There's a vast majority of votes for setups. Let's see, structures, remote structures. It doesn't sound very good. I suppose it could be an organizational structure, but no. To me, an organization sounds like the whole company. So bosses are turning their backs on remote working companies. They don't want to work for companies that do remote work. Arrangements. On remote arrangements, I suppose, but I think an arrangement is when you're trying to make something work. Definitely setups. Okay, the setup is the way something is organized. Yeah. It's for me. It took a long time to learn the setup for a good live stream. Good evening, Maria Mikkonen. Setups and cling. Kike goes for cling. Malak goes for cling. Cling to. Abide. Yes. Good. Cling to. Abide collocates with by. Exactly. It's because I speak quite clearly. I've had problems learning a language myself, and I know the problems. Also, I speak RP, and I try to pronounce nearly every syllable. By virtue of, because of. Yes, absolutely. By virtue of, because of. So this second one, it's got to be cling. To cling to. Let's see, in your kitchen you've probably got a sheet of plastic called cling film. Yeah, to cling is to hold to. Yeah, to abide by their pandemic routines. Proof, I might even say to abide with, because normally to abide by the rules. To clasp, to hold on to. Yeah, the child clasped its mother's hand. The child clung to the mother's leg. To clutch. I think to clutch, to hold on tight and not to let go. Yeah? I think maybe clutch, you're frightened somebody's going to pull it away from you. And clasp, you want to keep it. Okay, so abide by. Yes, I'm still not very happy with abide. Yeah? To abide with, to continue with, I suppose it might work, but I'm not very happy with it. Cleave to, stick to, keep to. Yes, but then again, I would say keep without, comply with. Okay, but comply, notice vibes is different. Is to abide by, to follow the rules. Yeah, and here they want to hold on to this. They clinging to it. The patient is very ill, but clinging to dear life. This stain is very difficult to get off. It clings to my shirt. Okay, so let's see. Camp Beauty's gone for raise. A need for control. Although the accrual, burst, raise, uptick in home working during COVID-19 proved that employees could be productive outside the office, human resources experts point out that many managers experienced a loss of control compared to pre-pandemic times. So, raise for Count Beauty, Tomek, Gabriel and Abira, and Renyard goes for a deer. Ash goes for uptick, and Leferite goes for uptick. And Manji goes for uptick as well. So I'm going to give you a clue. Raise is definitely wrong. Yeah? Raise is definitely wrong. The burst in home working. Although the burst, I would probably say the burst of home working. Amin goes for uptick. So everybody, what's wrong with raise? Ibrahim goes for uptick. Malak goes for raise. Kike goes for uptick. What's wrong with raise? What should raise be? Okay, to raise something. Okay. So, raise. What's wrong with it? Heh. Okay. Count's now gone for burst. Oksana has gone for uptick. Tarine's gone for uptick now. Okay, firstly, raise should be rise. Yes, because a raise is when somebody does it. Raise is intransitive. Rise and not raise. Exactly, Ash. Thank you very much. Rise, not raise. Gabriel, raise. Exactly. A raise is a noun, yeah. My boss gave me a raise. He raised my pay. An increase. Yeah, increase. So, accrual, if something accrues, it adds on. So, I've got a lot of accrued unpaid bills. To raise a child, for example. Yeah, okay. Raise. The raise means somebody is doing it. Yeah. He raised my pay, but my pay rose. So accrual, to accrue, to add on. Accrued interest, no. I guess burst might just work because there's been a very sudden burst. But here the right answer is uptick. I know in my video I explained that an uptick is something that's going down and then it comes up. But it can also just mean for something increasing. I got a slim raise at work on Friday when I got my performance acceleration plan. Raise your hand. Rise in, but not raise in. Exactly. Yeah, a rise in something. That's very good, Manji. Okay, so an uptick. Watch the video. It's quite a nice one. Okay, so an uptick. Here. Here. Raises possessive, pos, I think passive in English. Arouse or arise. You arouse feelings of panic. So, the explosion aroused feelings of panic. Feelings of panic arise when loud noises occur. Okay, raisin, I love it. Reversing remote working policies and promoting a back to the office mentality may at least in part be up, out, on, down to. So up to, out to, on to, down to. A keenness to regain some control. So Vitali goes for down to. Maria goes for down to. Oskana goes for down to. Yeah, currents. Yes, absolutely. About 3 amps of currents showing. Manji goes for down to as well. Okay, so I'll wait for some answers. You can also use this verb with put. I think we've seen it. Amin goes for down to as well. So this phrasal verb also works with put. Sherwin goes for on, Lefferite goes for down, Count Beauty goes for down to as well. Okay, and Ash goes for down to. I'll let a few more of you vote and then we'll do the answer. Okay, and Nora says down to. Raise is possible. As impossible in English. Yeah, okay. So, let's look at this. So, to be up to be doing something. What are you up to? What are you doing? What's up? What are you up to? The kids are up to something bad. Be out to? Well, I don't know. I can't think of it. Be onto. I'm onto you. I know what you're doing. Yeah? The police are onto the person who committed the crime. but be down to, yeah, or to put something down to assign a reason to something. So the lack of profitability was down to COVID-19. Very few people turned up at the event, and I think that is down to, or we can put that down to, the bad weather. Okay, so down to be down to assign to give a reason for something. I put my I put the bad result I got in the exam down to the fact that I had a headache. To be out to cause trouble. Oh, that's very good, left or right. Thank you. Okay, that's a good one. To be out here, out to cause trouble. Okay, so to put it down to. The fact that he passed his exam with flying colours is down to the fact that he studied for hours and hours every day. Thank you very much, Jacob. Okay, so we're going to have another one now. If you meet people, you feel that you can have control, says Lindmark. You're not judging people by just seeing each other on camera. You're judging by seeing the yield, productivity, turnout, fruitfulness, seeing what's going on in the office. To ascribe, to attribute to put down to. Absolutely, Vitaly, that's a great definition, thank you. Okay, so the yield, the productivity, the turnout, the fruitfulness. I think three of these fit. One of them definitely doesn't, but one of them's best. And Count, Ash, Nora and Vibes go for productivity. So does Leferite. Okay, so productivity seems to be the favoured answer at the moment. So Vitalis is leaning towards productivity. Good. Tareen for productivity. Abira for productivity. Yes, very good, Sherwin. 3 possible answers, and the right one is productivity. And so does Roland as well. Let's see. I think yield might just work. Yeah, but yield is more the success rate. So 100 square meters, if you plant 100 square meters of potatoes, the yield should be about a ton of potatoes. The yield on this investment is 5%. So maybe yield, because this is the amount produced by their time. But, okay, Reynard. So, Reynard's gone for productivity, yield and fruitfulness. And let's see. Oskana's gone for yield. And Pooja's gone for fruitfulness. Manji for productivity. Maria for productivity. Kike for productivity. Good evening, Adam. Great to see you. So I think productivity is my first answer. I think probably my second one is turnout. Let's see, to turn out normally means to appear at an event. Yes, yield has agrarian and pecuniary connotations, Ash, that's very good. The farmer had a good yield from his harvest. Good, very definitely. So to turn out, normally to turn out as a phrasal verb, 20 people turned out for the meeting. But notice as well, the factory turns out 30 units a day. Yeah, and that's definitely productivity. So I think turnout would also work, but I think turnout is much more commonly used to talk about the number of people who appear at something. And then fruitfulness, okay, fruitfulness is how successful their work is, and I think that's probably different. Okay, new technological innovation improves the yield of the products. Good evening, Ronan. Great to have you, my friend. So, productivity, very definitely. Okay, and the next one just fits by the skin of my teeth. Good evening. Okay, so yes, I think for me, productivity 1, turnout 2, yield 3. Turnout, the number of people who show up, turn up, appear, go to an event, yeah? And that's more common for the turnout. The turnout at the football match was 22,000 people. Yeah, so now that in many countries lockdowns are over and vaccination rates are high, he says, bosses are making a more emotional choice to get everyone back to the office. But he warns that this is often happening without them looking closely at individual or company-wide performance during their home working step, duration, interval, season, phase, or having a strategy for how this will impact on employee experience. Okay, fruitfulness is is literally the amount of fruit that a tree or a plant produces. But so if something's fruitful, it's successful. Yeah, so fruitfulness, success. Yeah. The meeting was very fruitful. We made a lot of progress. The fruitfulness of the meeting was very was very high. It was the fruitfulness was quite amazing. So lots and lots of votes for phase. Count, Vitali, Nora, Leferite, Eliza. Phrase. So Ash says phrase followed by maybe interval. Okay. Oscana says phase for vibes. Ronan, Abira. Had there been stage, yeah, but if I put stage, I'd have been in trouble because it would have fitted nicely. Renyard goes for season, Sherwin goes for phase, Amin goes for phase. During the home working interval, it probably fits, but it's not my favorite. Let's see, an interval can be a period of time, and during their home working interval, yeah, but I think the interval we use more commonly between the time between two things. So I think interval as a second answer, yes. A season is something that happens regularly, and it can't be a season because, well, if every year we did homeworking from August to March, then it would be a season, but it's not a season. Duration talks about how long it lasts, and we're not looking at how long it lasts, we're looking at this stage. And the step, well, you do something in different steps. What is the next step? So, interval is my second choice, but my first choice is phase. And lots and lots and lots of you got this. So, yes, also phase. So, Renyard's gone for season. So, phase for Sherman, I mean, Roland goes for season. And Malak goes for duration. Kike goes for phase. Maria goes for phase. Pooja goes for interval. Pooja goes for duration, phase, and interval. Okay, Adam goes for phase, and Manji goes for phase. It's definitely this phase, although I think interval would work, but phase is a better word. Okay, so let's look at this next one now. Holiday season, working season. Yeah, spring, summer, autumn, or winter. Yeah, but this is a phase. It comes in phases, in different stages. Okay, and then duration's talking about time. An interval, a period of time. Yeah, but it can also be a period of time between two things. Yeah, okay. between COVID starting and COVID stopping. Definitely an interval then. Managing a remote team is harder. It demands new skill collections, sets, groups, bunches, types. And a lot of people were thrown into it unready, adds Maya Middlemiss, an author on remote working based in Valencia in Spain. So this is definitely a collocation. Congruous, yes, similarly. Yeah, there's a similarity. These two things are congruous. They fit together well. Okay, so sets for Amin, Count, Vibes, Abira, Left, Right, Ronan. Good evening, Natalie. Sets for Natalie. Oscana, Gabriel, Ash says skill sets, which is a well-known collocation. Thank you, Ash. Nora says sets. Vitali says sets. Tareen says sets. Manji, Maria, Kike, and Pooja. So everybody's going for sets, and sets is the right answer. Let's see. I think skill collections. It would work. Skill groups. It works. Skill bunches. Maybe. Skill types, but it's not the collocation. Skill sets. And also, if you look at skill sets, they both start with S. Skill sets. And very often collocations, if they have what's it called? Alliteration, same letters, then it makes them more common. Okay, yeah, remote working is the future. That's what I do, left or right. Sherwin goes for set, so does Roland and Renyard. Okay. So it's not surprising in a way that we're having a backlash, revenge, backfire, retaliation, fallout. And people who didn't adapt well to that from a management point of view would much rather have everybody back. So yeah, I'm definitely a supporter of remote working as well. So let's see, Count goes for backfire, Gabriel goes for backlash, so does Amin and Adam. I'm just going to drink something because my throat's getting a bit... And Ash goes for backlash as well. Backlash for Jaskaran and for Abira as well. Okay, I'll let your answers come in. Nora goes for backlash. A backfire. I think a backfire vibes is normally when you get a great big bang from the motor of a car because the petrol ignites too much. There was a backfire. I think nearly always to backfire would be as a verb, but I heard a backfire in the distance. So Manji goes for backlash, Roland goes for backlash, and Roland and Ronan go for it. To be congruous, to be in alignment. Jaskaran goes for backlash. Natalie goes for retaliation or backfire. Pooja goes for backfire. Backlash and backfire. Okay, if something backfires, it goes... it's something that you plan to do and it ends up hurting you. Backlash, but it can, for some it can be fallout. Okay, so a plan backfires. He wanted to play a practical joke and he put some water on the door so that when the teacher walked in he would get soaked, but then he forgot he did it, walked through the door and got wet himself. Okay, and that is to backfire. Okay, so backlash is the right answer. Backlash. This is a strong reaction to something. Yeah, if if you tell people not to do something, normally there's a backlash and they want to do it. Okay, having a revenge. Firstly, revenge is uncountable. We don't say a revenge. Retaliation, you hit me, I hit you, an eye for an eye. But again, it's not countable. A retaliation and a fallout. Normally, Sherwin, please notice this, fallout is uncountable. Yeah? So we'd be having fallout. I think a backlash is the only one that is normally a countable noun. A strong reaction against something. A backlash is not a drawback. A backlash is people reacting strongly against something. Yeah. Okay. The government increased taxes, and there was a very strong backlash, a strong reaction against it. Whereas a plan backfires and you shoot yourself in the foot. So I think maybe the British Brexit is starting to backfire because they are starting to find that they don't have enough workers. I think maybe the backlash to Brexit was that the European Union made the terms of the British exit as hard as possible. Yeah, fallout, aftermath, that's a really good word as well, Vitaly. Yeah, so fallout, something that happens. You have a nuclear explosion, kaboom, and then radioactive dust is in the sky, and that slowly falls to the ground. And that is fallout, because then it gives people cancer, it makes people sick. Fallout, consequence, a negative consequence, very definitely. Okay, so backlash is the answer. Yeah, they're reacting particularly strongly, the managers are reacting particularly strongly against remote working because they didn't like it. Yeah, so it's a very strong reaction. Nuclear fallout. Be right back, teacher. Very often show when they just put BRB. Whoops. They just say BRB. Be right back. That's it. Be right back. Okay, so let's continue. Sorry. Okay, it's moving up and down. Other observers have taken a less diplomatic tone, with business and media blogger Ed Zitron, that's an unfortunate name, recently claiming that middle managers are keen to scratch, hook, spur, scrape, spur, claw, scrape back a sense of status. So, retreat to your bunkers. Okay, so Vitaly says claw back. Okay, to spur. So vibes, a spur is the metal thing that you have on the back of your heel when you ride a horse and you kick the horse with your spurs and the horse goes faster. But very often we use to spur, meaning to incentivate, to animate, to give energy to. So the thought of winning the £10,000 prize spurred me on, it pushed me on, it gave me impulse. So, Kike's gone for spur and Abira's gone for spur. But claw, Vitaly, Count's gone for scratch. Ash has gone for claw back. Manji's gone for claw back. Leferite, Ronan, and Roland for claw back. Okay, Abira's gone for spur. Amin's gone for claw. Reniar's gone for claw. Jaskaran's gone for spur. Well, okay, these were words that I to make this. Yeah. So Maria goes for claw. Jaskaran for spur. Spur interest, spark interest, spur on particularly vibes. Yeah. On the spur of the moment, on the instance, Nora's gone for claw. To scrape by as a phrasal verb means to pass only just. I managed to scrape by. I managed to just earn enough money. Okay. Claw is suitable with a negative air to it. Very good, Oksana. Very good indeed. So, claw back, to like restore or regain. Yes, exactly. So the only one that fits well here is to claw back, to regain something that you've lost, to regain with difficulty. So to scratch, well, to scratch a living, the mosquito bit me, I'm going to scratch it. To hook back, no. To spur would be to spur on, to give incentive to. And then to scrape by, to get by. Yeah, to act on the spur of the moment. Yeah. Okay, yes, act on the spur of the moment, to claw back, to get something back. Okay, Jas, thank you. Okay, so, to claw back, yeah, they're trying to claw back authority. He lost a lot of money in the casino, and he's gambling again to try and claw that money back. Doesn't sound like a very good idea. He says some simply miss the opportunity to look important as they walk from meeting to meeting, and regulate, watchdog, police, handle, monitor what their teams are up to. He says some simply miss the opportunity to look important as they walk from meeting to meeting, and regulate, watchdog, police, handle, monitor what their teams are doing. Okay, so Count's gone for monitor, Nora's gone for monitor, Vibes for monitor, regulate, but it feels more like policing for Sherwin. Amin goes monitor. Methinks thou mightest be right, Vitali. Eliza, monitor followed perhaps by police. Okay, I think that's quite good, Ash. I quite like that. Okay, Jas goes for monitor. Ro goes for just enough to scrape by. Yes. Yeah, to keep body and soul together. Maria goes for monitor. Jas for monitor. Left or right for monitor. Yeah, I've seen monitor lizards. They're enormous. So Mr. Fox goes for monitor. Kike goes for monitor. Okay, so let's see. A watchdog. Well, firstly, it doesn't work as a verb. We don't to watchdog. A watchdog, well, apart from the dog that keeps guard, is a body that, or a non-governmental organisation that watches and makes comments about what different industries do. Yeah, and you can complain to the watchdog and they will act against them. And they regulate. They don't, well, I think to regulate what their teams do, you regulate a machine to make it work at a good pace. To handle what their teams are doing, no, the teams are handling the work. So we're down to monitor and police. I think they both fit, but I much prefer monitor. Unless you've got a very overbearing boss, in which case police might work. Police works as well. Okay, so let's see. Okay, Oskana says police. Monitor is too peaceful. They both work. I prefer. I think monitor is actually the one, because it depends if you consider bosses peaceful or aggressive. Roland, Tareen, and Jas go for monitor. Yes, I think both Oscana and Sherwin have bosses who don't behave so well. There's 10 minutes left, Jas. So, Namaste, Amrut. Good to see you. To monitor our visits during surgery. Yeah, okay. Our vitals. Yeah, a monitor. Well, to monitor, to be in charge of something. A watchdog is an organization. Yeah, okay, police as some sort of joke. It definitely works, Ash. Okay, and police sounds Orwellian. Exactly, Vitaly. It depends if your place of work is Orwellian or if it's a nicer place. Okay, so Amnesty International is a renowned watchdog which has been informing about violation of human rights for decades so far. Very good, Rainyard. That's a very nice example of a watchdog. Yeah? So, I think monitor, but to monitor, to check on, a heart monitor, to monitor your vital signs. I think Maria said that. Okay. So, we're going to have another one now. I don't like regulate at all. Okay. While this can happen over Zoom and Slack, it becomes significantly more apparent, outward, blatant, overt, tangible, who actually did the work. Because you can digitally evaluate the work, where the work is coming from. He wrote in a June letter. Okay, so Count Beauty goes for apparent. And that's our first answer. So is it more apparent who did the work, more outward who did the work, more blatant who did the work, more overt who did the work, and more tangible who did the work? So, Kike goes for overt, Leferite goes for apparent, Ash goes for apparent as well. Well, we'll see in a minute. Ronan goes for apparent, Sherwin goes for apparent, Leferite goes for blatant, Nora goes for apparent, Amin and Oscana for apparent. Vibe says blatant is mainly about lying. That's very good, Art Vibes. I like what you've just said. Roland, Maria say apparent, and Vitaly sort of torn between apparent and tangible. Significantly more tangible, significantly more apparent. So Jas goes for apparent, Natalie O goes for apparent. So Vitaly, something that's tangible is something that you can touch. Apparent followed by tangible as a formal equivalent for Ash. Okay, that's quite interesting. So, time for me to answer. Outward. Outward means external. So he has all the outward signs of wealth. Yeah? Outward, external. Yeah? All the outward signs are positive. Blatant is doing something wrong in public so that everyone can see it and not caring about it. A blatant lie. It's a blatant untruth. It's obvious and clear that this is wrong. Blatant is talking about doing bad things, particularly lying. Overt is the opposite of covert. Overt is open, yeah, as opposed to hidden. So open so that everybody can see it. But this isn't talking, it's open for everybody to see already. So we're down to apparent and tangible. I think both of these words work. I think my first choice is apparent. And I think my second choice is tangible. Yeah, and I think they both work. I think tangible is probably a more formal version. So, Ash, that was a very good answer. Yeah, and so same to you, left or right. Ah, well, first apparent, but not blatant. No, blatant's acting badly so that everybody can see. I think torn between the two, Vitaly, is the perfect position to be. Yes, tangible as in that can be clearly seen to exist. Tangible benefits, exactly. Printed books are tangible. Yeah. Blatant. Yes, but yes, left, right. But if something's blatant, it's doing something wrong, doing something bad. Yeah, doing it without hiding it, letting everybody see it. I like that collocation, Roland. Outward appearances. Okay, so yeah, very definitely. I like apparent. If something's apparent, it's easy to see. It's tangible. You can touch it. It was a blatant yellow card. Yeah. Okay, yes, it was a blatant foul. It was an obvious foul in front of everybody. That's a pleasure, Naz. Outward appearance. Okay, I like that. So, unsurprisingly, managers themselves aren't queuing up to share that perspective. But pro-office bosses like James Rogers do accept that more visibility of those they line manage is a core part of their pro-office slogan, catchphrase, adage, byword, mantra. This is quite good. Yes, and that's the right position to be. Tangible was a dark horse. That's very good, Vitaly. So Vibe says slogan. Beauty says mantra. Tangible, physical. Maybe the last, maybe one more, Jas. I don't know. Mantra followed by slogan, says Ash. Sherwin goes for mantra. And Ronan goes for mantra as well. So I'll give a few more of you the opportunity to speak. Okay, Oscana goes for mantra, left right goes for mantra. And Amin goes for slogan, Gabriel goes for manta. Hare Krishna, that sounds like a mantra, left or right. And Roland goes for mantra, Jas now says slogan. Okay, an adage is like a proverb, it's a saying. All that glitters is not gold. This is an adage. A catchphrase is something that a performer uses. It's a word or a phrase that's always used. A slogan. Yeah, I think slogan fits. Sorry, a byword. A byword is like a synonym or another word for something. Yeah. Maybe a byword for adage is a proverb. So I think the two that work are slogan and mantra. A slogan's like a banner, yeah? But a byword for, well, this job is a byword for slavery. So I think both slogan and mantra work, but I personally like mantra better. Okay, it's something you repeat again and again and again. Hi there, students. Absolutely, left right, that's my catchphrase. Yeah. A slogan, the demonstrators were chanting slogans, is a core part of their pro-office slogan. The problem with slogan is it doesn't actually say what their slogan is. And mantra, they're saying it again and again. An adage, a maxim, that's very good vibes. Okay, one last one, and then we're finished. Okay, so mantra. Okay, formulaic, the typical formula. Yeah, a formula for a love story. Boy meets girl. Boy and girl fall in love. Boy and girl have an argument. Boy and girl separate. Boy and girl get back together and live happily ever after. That's the formulaic way of making a film. Okay, this is the last one. A company slogan. Not so that you can excessively watch, micromanage, breathe down their necks, meddle and keep an eye on them, but so you can understand where they might need more support, they argue. Yeah. This one's quite interesting. Okay, not so you can excessively watch, micromanage, breathe down their necks, meddle and keep an eye on them, but so you can understand where they might need more support. So 2 votes for breathe down. Hi there, students. So 2 people going for breathe down their necks. This is interesting. And everyone else is wondering. So we shall see any second now. Sherwin goes for breathe down their necks. Ronan goes for micromanage. Okay, Left-Right goes for micromanage. Okay, so Ash goes for breathe down their necks. Excessively watch and micromanage. Amin goes for micromanage. Yeah, advertisers use the old mantra, buy, buy, buy. Oskana goes for micromanage. Maria goes for meddle. Okay, so that's your order as well. Interesting. Jas goes for micromanage. Roland goes for micromanage. Yeah, so bravo, mate. You would only understand it left right if you're living in London. Okay, so let's see. Not so that you can meddle. I think meddle is too strong. To meddle is to interfere. To interfere when you're not when it's not your business. Okay, not so that you can excessively watch. I personally would say not so that you can watch excessively. Remember, in English, the adverb normally goes after the verb, and that's why I don't like it. Here, the answers that for me, both micromanage and breathe down their necks work. Although in the original, they use the word micromanage. Yeah, breathe down their necks I think works perfectly well as well. It's probably a bit more informal, but here micromanage. Lannon's a really intimidating city. Yes, it is. I quite agree, left or right. So micromanage, to control every situation, and it's talking about managing. Yeah, I guess breathing down their necks works as well. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, enough for today. Thank you all for coming. It's been a great stream. You've all worked really hard. I will be back again next week, inshallah. And we will do more of the same. We will continue with this article. I mean, put some X's here so I know actually where we got to. So stay safe, all of you. I will leave the chat on for a little while so you can chat amongst yourselves. Thank you for coming. You've been a great group as always.